Welcome. So,
Welcome,
this is
welcome.
Present Chronicles. We're here every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. to whenever we finish. And it seems like we just go whenever we finish. So, whenever we finish.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We bring hot topics. We want to hear from
Hey,
you guys.
Selma. Mm-hmm.
We listen to what you guys feedback. We give you guys our perspective
Mm-hmm.
from a Caribbean point of view.
Yeah.
And we try to keep
Hey,
it
Miss
light and
Cookie.
fun,
Mm-hmm.
but we also try to give resources as best as we can. And if you feel like you want to talk to us privately, check me on Saturdays and Sundays
Hey,
between the
Mama.
hours of 1 and 2.
Catch me on the weekends. Catch me on the weekends. Catch me on the weekends.
Well, we're back for another episode. How you feeling, cuz?
Man, listen. Today was one of them days. Today is one of them days. And it's spring break. Did you know it was spring break?
Your spring
Exactly.
break different from we on because we just wait. How your spring break early? Ours was in April.
Yeah, they have college spring break, which starts
Oh yeah, that's true.
next week.
Well, you have to
Right?
define these spring breaks to me, yeah? Because high school spring
Yeah.
break different from college.
They have spring break right now that's happening.
Yeah,
Um
all right.
so I'm like, wonder what that's gonna look like next week.
Mm,
Hmm. Hmm.
quality time, quality time.
Yeah, what the hell about you?
This week,
It's
well, we
Tuesday.
were by you this weekend.
I know.
You
Got
know,
to see
I
my
love spending time. I just,
baby.
I just hated that we could not get any boat
I
that was leaving
know.
Sunday or Monday. The next time we would have got a boat for a reasonable price was Tuesday.
Yeah.
The boat only had like the high price, which was $200. I was like,
Oh no. Oh no.
and we left at 2:30. We got on the 4 o'clock boat, and then we got home by 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
6:20, which wasn't bad at all.
Hey, Grape
But
Seed of Fate. Hmm.
overall, it was great spending time with you, cuz.
I know it was good. It was good to, you know, I know it's guys. I know it's not on the topic of resources and having fun, but it was good to have like family and just that downtime to just kind of relax for a little bit, get a quick laugh in. It felt good. It felt good. It felt good.
You
It
know what's
did.
so funny? We talk like how we talk here now, but it was just more intimate.
Yeah.
We just wrapping it up, and I love when we get together because it's
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
I
Hey,
know
King of
people see like
Hearts.
some
Mhm.
snapshot of it in Cousin Chronicles, but it's
Yeah.
so much better in person. Like when we get to chop it up and spend time with
Nothing.
each other.
Yeah, nothing like that good. In person vibe that you know what I'm saying, where you can just kind of kick back and just relax and let the
So
conversation. Hey,
where y'all
Shelly,
wanna
let the
talk?
conversation just take off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that goes. It kind of goes with what we've been on. And we've been discussing for the last couple, episodes where it's all of that is part of it. Hey, Chef Dan. Just kind of being around in that space, that outlet. You know what I mean?
It was so good to like. I have that one picture that I showed you that I absolutely love. That picture just encapsulates just a moment, and I sit back and I looked at it, and it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, this is like a
I
forever.
don't know if I
This
can.
needs to be in a picture frame, but not in a picture frame kind of thing.
Mhm.
So, and if
Yeah,
you know me, I like creating memories every time.
I like it. I like it. Hi, Butch. I don't know. You know what? I gotta learn how to. Oh, there it is. Background. Let me
We had to get. We
it'll
had.
allow me
Oh,
to do it.
I like the little old school flowers, one girl.
Ah, let me see if I can show you guys.
Oh, look at that.
My favorite
Love
photo.
it. I love it.
Yes.
It was really it was something. I like,
Yeah, it was
I
beautiful. It
it was the all
was.
button. I'm looking for the all sound effect. They don't have that. Aww. Yeah. I like that.
Mhm.
I like that background. I might have to steal that one. I should just throw it up on there. Hi, Devonish, Vincent.
Hey,
Welcome in,
user.
guys.
Hey, Ing. Thank you guys for flowing in again. This is Cousin Chronicles. This is Cousin Chronicles where we just, vibe out and have decent conversation, no drama, no problems. Don't bring that
Looking
over
after
here.
your mama.
Okay. It's just two cousins giving it from my point of view. So thank you guys for coming on in. Just drop some likes and get your daily heart me's. But yeah, cuz it was good. It was real good to kind of have that relaxed time. And I think that's part of it too, is I think you talked about it last episode. Get your
Yeah.
girlfriends, go out and have a drink and just kind of relax a little bit. And this weekend we were able to do that. I think
Yeah.
if you didn't have to dip out Saturday night, hell yeah, we would have gone and got
We would
something
have
from
been
that.
chilling like a listen.
And the kids were here. I mean, let me tell y'all, it is it's tough. It's tough. You know what I mean?
No joke.
It's really tough. And I think you need that. You need that.
Having a routine too. Sometimes the routine can get chaotic, but
Hmm.
having a routine and they know, listen, it's time for bed. And then,
Yeah.
what I
And
love
then
about my children is that
mhm.
they know mommy needs a minute. But
Yeah.
as you can tell, your spoiled child is
Hmm.
all about his mother. He
Yeah.
wanted time and time. He just wanted a lot of time, and
Yeah.
sometimes I have to give it to him. So it's
And
all about a balance. It's a real balancing act.
I don't know how, and Um, I commend you for just kind of being able to balance that because, oof,
Ooh, all
yeah,
right, all right.
yeah,
1990s.
being able to balance that and that's that's tough. I watched you kind of host of that this weekend. It's one thing when you talk about all the things that you have to do with at home and with the kids and everything, but when you get to see it live, when you get to see another mom have to kind of juggle it all, you're like, ooh, all right, you know what I mean? And I think it's not the same. When you talk about it is one thing, but when you get to see it, that's different. That's different. So I
And
commend you on how you holster it. Yeah, for sure.
it's so funny when you actively balancing it, you don't realize all the effort that takes to go into it.
Right. Hey, Alexis.
You just
Hmm.
know that's how you do it, and it works well. And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to tweak and adjust.
Hmm.
And I was tweaking and adjusting. Oh, wait, come on.
Yeah, yeah, for
But for
sure.
the most part, I was happy to even see my son in that track meet and
Yeah,
his
yep,
first out of state track meet that he qualified for.
yep, yep.
And he's so young. Hi, Gregory.
Is that our Gregory?
Joe Grind himself. Mhm.
Hi, Gregory. Our biggest supporter. Is that our biggest
Yes,
supporter?
yes, number one fan.
I love it. I love it. I love. And you know what? Let me talk about that. So, guys, my godson. Okay, we're doing good, Alexis. My godson was the most sweetest, adorable thing he did this weekend. He goes, "You guys should do your cousin Chronicles." And to hear him say, "You guys should do your cousin Chronicles," it was so refreshing because it's like, oh, he's like our cheerleader, you know? And to just hear him
He loves
say,
everything about it.
to hear him say, "You guys should do your cousin Chronicles," and we're like, "No, it happens on Tuesdays," and I was like, "Aw." So it was so cute to hear that he'd be in the background just listening in on to what his mom and I are doing. So it just goes to show, it just goes to show we're doing something positive that they're able to see it, and be able to kind of cheer us on, because to them, they're watching, they're like sponges. So they're watching everything that we're doing and we're saying. So, so I was kind of like, oh, my baby watches us, so it was kind of nice. It was kind of nice.
And girl, he rewatches it on YouTube too.
Yeah.
So when I tell you, I'm so happy to know that we do this positive platform, like,
yes,
and keep it clean, positive, empowering.
Yes.
And boys can just go back and watch that. Yeah.
Hi, Joe Grind.
Oh, he popped up. He leaves my room to pop in your room.
So you know what, and then we have our spouses who are also our biggest supporters. So it's very good to see that what we're doing. We're being we're being positive. We're spreading love, and again, we're just having a good time. And our family supports us. The kids support us. And again, this year I'm at work tonight, so I'll hop in and out. Okay, no problem, Alexis. So to know that we're trying to do something positive, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
On the note of positivity, this episode is more so parent self-care, but the fun side of it. Because a mother or a parent, I like to say mother a lot because I still have a little. But being a parent is so rewarding. Let me just say that. Being a parent is rewarding. It has its moments, like the picture my cousin just showed. Just that moment alone gave me all the feels. And then sometimes it has its downsides, but for the most part, when you look back and you see all the things that you invested, the values, the principles that you instilled and invested into your children, and then you can turn around and see them go off to college and doing so well in the world, and they're grounded, and they have these values and principles that you taught them.
Yeah. We talked about that this weekend with my godson. He's doing this his track meet, and the first race that he did, he didn't get the outcome that he wanted, but just the ability to travel into another state to do track. He may not understand it now because, in his little mind, he's just like, I wanted to win. I wanted to win. But he's going to be able to kind of like look back and say, oh, wow, I was able to go to another state and run track. My mom and my dad, my mom and my dad made the sacrifice to make sure that I was able to do something that I wanted to do, because leave it up to me, Papa. Some of these things that these kids wants to do, I'd be like, listen, I have the time, the energy, the funds. Okay.
Girl, you see how much parents was out there?
But, to be able to do it. So just to kind of touch on that, it's like to be able to say that he's went to another state to run track. That's big, and he was able to have fun, and then in the process, be around family, it was so cute. His brother was all like, did he run yet? Did he run yet? And I'm like, are you looking at the field? He was like, oh shoot, I'm just here. Okay.
You know, I have a little video with him saying, "Run, Alex, run, run." I'm like, look at him supporting his brother.
Right. So these are the things, these are the spaces that I'm just like, wow, they're having
Yeah.
fun, in the process of, doing something that they love and the sacrifices, all of it ties into each other, you know what I mean? Um, but just having fun. The kids are having fun and getting to experience. So
Yeah.
just to touch slightly on what you just said on that, but yeah, I thought that was good. I thought that was good.
So, question:
You're
as a mom, who, what do you do for fun?
Ooh, what do I do for fun? So it's a lot different now than it was when my daughter was a little younger. There was no such thing as fun, and if there was fun, it was within a box, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would look like going to a quick pub or a bar or you know, um, part of the bike community, going out to like a bike event, quick and fast, and coming back. But we really didn't have a lot of fun per se. My
Shout out
fun,
to the double R.
right? My fun was around her, but now she's a lot older. Fun is very limited because I would say I've allowed work to consume me. And we have the world, just like anything else, but fun has become going on a trip without her, you know, with my husband, doing something with him, going date night. It's being selfish with our time, even if it's scrolling, as selfish as that may sound, even if it's scrolling on TikTok, just being in our own space. We were talking about that today, just like how we love just being in our space and being quiet. That's fun. Going out to a bowling alley,
Yes.
that's fun. Going out to eat, we're foodies, so that's fun, believe it or not. And because we're God fearing people, even going to church is fun for us.
That's just fun. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I agree.
being able to appreciate God, because our church family, we love each other. And after church, yes, we get into the word, we get into God. And then after church, we have a blast. We talk shit all day. Okay. I love my church family. So just being able to do that, that's fun. Hey, pretty. So it's like that's fun. It's a long list. It's a long list, but time definitely is.
Thank you for the roses, Joe Grind.
Joe Grind, I need my roses too. How about you, cuz?
You know what?
What's the fun? What's the fun?
Before the kids, lounges and stuff, but with the kids, and I'm still actively parenting. Well, you never stop parenting, right?
Right.
But the little ones,
Thank you,
I
love.
learn to, like I said, I like doing my hair. I like doing like I love getting my hair done. I'm not a makeup person.
Mm-hmm.
Not so big on the makeup because, some people wear makeup every day. I don't. I wash my face with some vitamin C
Mm-hmm.
wash,
Mm-hmm.
slap on the Vaseline, voila, there we go.
Right.
Yes, I'll beat the face a little today. But, I like singing. I like
Mm-hmm.
just relaxing. And at this point in my life, this just simple things just makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. Going to Marshalls and TJ Maxx is fun too. I just wanna point that out. I told you about that one time where I literally was beat up from work, and I'm like, I just need to relax my brain. I went to Marshalls. Girl, that man almost
In the
cussed me
parking lot.
clean out when I got home. Okay, because I was so tired. I'm like, listen, because we have agreed. I don't know if you guys do it too. So me and my
Mhm.
husband agreed because we had a friend who, tragically passed a couple of years ago. where we're just naturally, if you're ever tired, if you're ever like, whatever, I don't care where you are, just pull over, sleep it off, and then get back behind the wheel. Girl, when I left that damn store, I was so tired. I fell asleep in the parking lot. I came home and he's like, "So your phone don't work?" And I was like, "Listen, I was asleep.
In my tail.
I was asleep." Okay. And matter of fact, and it was so funny because I was right down the street. I'm like, "Listen, I was asleep. I was so tired." But after work, my fun was going into Marshall's and just walking around and browsing. That was the extent of my fun.
It's the simplicity of it
That was
all.
my fun. I needed
You
I
know,
needed that.
back in the day, we fun was,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
but now, and especially, and as a God fearing woman, right? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna touch on that a little bit. You have to go through these different journeys and transitions to where you at now, where
Right.
you can really say, okay, what peace looks like. Peace is not a turning up in a party. I can tell you right now,
Hey,
if you
Doug.
catch me between 6 and 8, you're not gonna catch me.
Mhm. Right.
If you want to go somewhere with me, you're welcome to come. I will
Mhm.
be here between 6 and 8. After 8 o'clock, lock off for me because nothing good happens after 8. But I didn't have
Okay,
that
Sherry.
concept when I was younger. When I was younger, 10 o'clock we leaving and we. Now I get where
Hey,
my parents were
Cash.
from.
Mhm.
And I think that was the blueprint for it too, where they were at. They were like, I'm a certain age. I'm not up in a club. I'm not in no lounge. I want to just maybe go eat.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a foodie. Um, I want to do something adventurous, maybe some dirt bike or something, or some ATVing or karaoke. I'll do karaoke and then I'll come home. And I'm fine with being home or watch a movie. Like a lot of people, they like to go into these extreme stuff, and I like traveling, but how often can we travel, right?
Right. 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 Do
But
you feel like sometimes you when you go out, right? And you know, just shifting when you go out and you feel like, oh, I had all this fun, and then you're like, as soon as you get home, you're like, oh, thank you, Jesus, I'm home.
yes.
Woo, I'm home.
Or if
Finally.
somebody cancel,
Woo, let's talk about the cancellations. Listen, listen.
you
To all who's
cancel on me
watching,
real quick.
okay?
No problem. You cancel? Oh,
Nothing
I'm
beats a
sorry.
cancellation. Okay, as a parent, trust
Point.
me, canceling on me, I will
I'm not
never be
mad
mad.
at you.
I am never gonna be.
Mad.
I will never be upset with you if you cancel on me at all. Okay, trust me. You cancel on me, I'll be so quick to text back and say, "Oh my God, I hope everything is good." Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you cancel on me.
Ooh,
And I
don't
done
worry
get
about
dressed
it.
in 2.2 seconds. I in the robe and I'm watching the TV.
Listen, I promise
2.2.
you, boy, that cancellation. Mm-mm.
And you know what? Back in the days, I would have gotten upset, but
Yeah.
it's so great to you see time to yourself gets you to reflect. It's relax and reflect. And relaxing and reflecting is a big part of mental
Mm.
health and parent self-care. Because you
Yes.
as parents, we also have to be accountable for our actions, right? Because we
Yes.
are the blueprint for our children.
Yeah.
So now being accountable is like, okay, could I have handled this different? Could I
Mhm.
have done it different? So every parent
Yeah.
interaction with their child is a moment to learn.
Yep.
It's a
Yep.
learning moment. So every time I interact with my children, I always say, let me rethink that the next day and what could I have done better. And I think my teenager know by now I be coming in be like, so what's going on? He's like, Mom, is that
Mhm.
your apology? Not really an apology, but letting him know, listen, I'm not always right, but I want to do what's in your best interest. So also
Mhm.
that reflect and relax is good for parents too. So we can Now, tweak it from what we know, because sometimes we go back into that old familiar habit and that old familiar spirit real quick.
Mhm.
And when we try to work on being breaking cycles, like we've discussed before,
Mhm.
in a state of high stress and high panic, we revert back to those familiar ways. So
Mhm.
relaxing and reflecting is also giving us the opportunity to be like, okay,
Yeah.
put it over in your head. How could we handle it different? And that's showing the growth and the change in parenting too.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just those simple things I think a lot of parents take for granted. Not beating up yourself, but just don't take don't take your moment of silence
Mhm.
for granted.
Mhm.
Especially when you have a house full of boy children like I do. It
Mm.
gets loud, it gets chaotic,
Right.
but in
Right.
that moment of silence and solace, really
Yeah, you can't
reflect.
beat that. You can't beat that. You know that quietness. You
Pat
can't.
yourself on the back in
You
that moment.
can't. You
Like
can't.
give yourself a high five because we do so much as parents, man. I am
Yeah.
like we do so much, and I feel like in that moment of silence, pat yourself on the back. Reflect, yes,
Mhm.
but give yourself a thumbs up because we
Yeah.
need it. We deserve it. We earned it.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me tell you, first I saw it firsthand how chaotic that can look. You know what I mean? And I say look because I've never had to go through having multiple kids and in the home and screaming at one and telling one to go get dressed, and so I know how chaotic that can look. And let me tell you, when everything goes
Live this
silent
weekend,
and
girl.
I could get it, why if somebody texts, hey, you want to go out and it's 9 o'clock, where we going? Where we going?
What happening
Where
after 8?
where are we going? Why you could call me at 6? You, you was gonna wait till 9?
Or just
So
call me
just
a happy hour so I could afford to drink.
yeah, so I get it, but I think it's important to shake it off, get up, get dressed, and enjoy that time.
Again.
We touched on it very briefly, and I know tonight we want to keep it light, but we talked about tapping into those resources so you can go out and have fun. You can, dad, you step in, tag, you're it. You know, hey Dottie, just tagging into you got it tonight. I'm gonna go out for like an hour.
Yeah.
Utilize that. Let your husband know, your spouse or your baby father, whoever it is. And I again, we already touched on the positive side of these type of relationships. Um, but tap into it, babe. I need an hour out with my girl, or babe, I need an hour out. Period. You know,
Yeah.
do you take
Let me
yourself?
tell you,
Do you
those
take yourself
what do you call
out?
them? Those moms. Oh gosh, PTO moms.
Mm.
Those parent groups, they're so helpful. I
Yeah.
sent you a video this week. I don't know if you saw it.
Listen, this Sunny Tuesday, and I feel like it's Thursday. I feel like I'm
And
getting tagged up. Yeah, I'm
and
gonna watch it.
the video that I sent you was just a bunch of mom with the babies having a dance class and having fun.
Oh, that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yes,
saw
and
that.
I remember we spoke about that. I don't know if it was last episode or 2 episodes ago.
Yep.
We spoke about resources is not only family.
Yeah.
Your resources can be a parenting
Mhm.
class. Your resources can be the neighbor down the street if you're cool with them. Resources can
Mhm.
be, someone you met and you built a friendship with. So it's so like you said, accessing those resources is so important to parent self-care.
Yes.
And
Taking
we can
yourself
have
out.
fun. You know what? It's so funny because I watch a lot of reels and stuff. I try to get not too more than an hour, But there was something one of the comments on one of the reels I was looking into. They were making fun that we're not the real parents because how we joke around with
Mm.
our children, how we make fun of them. Like I
Mm.
remember going to school, people would make fun of certain things and we'll just laugh it off. But
Right.
we're in today's parents, we're doing that, and I see it both ways. It can be a scar, or it can
Mhm.
be building up my child so emotionally sound in their house that when they go outside, anything
Mm.
anyone has to say to them goes off their back. So, and I truly believe in that. I truly believe
Hmm.
that our parenting style, what we are, we millennials, I don't know,
What? I don't know what we would consider ourselves, huh?
something. Anything 1900s, they say we old. So,
Going to them children.
but having that I like, I see the mindset that we're change a lot of today's parenting is about breaking cycles, breaking
Ain't making
expectation,
sense.
generational
Mm-hmm.
expectation. We have so much expectations on our children that we tend to put it off on them and not really listening to what they need or what they want from us.
Ooh.
So
Big.
I'm big on,
Please.
I support whatever my children want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I guide them? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But do I support their wants and their needs? 1000%.
Yeah,
Because at the
sure.
end of the day, we're raising human beings. We're raising adults. We're raising people that will go out into the world that would have these skills. So if I raise them with a boy mindset, guess what I'm putting out into the world? Boys. But if I raise them with men mindset
Hey,
and letting
Ghosty.
them know this is what a man is supposed to be like. He has to be,
Sure.
a man could be soft, a man could be emotionally aware, a man is strong, a man. So I do these affirmations with them to let them know it's okay to have these things and still be considered a man.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, look, your children, those are your godchildren song, Lord. This video was fun. Oh gosh. And raising them with your music. Like kids
Yeah.
today.
Oh my God. They were
You would
killing me with
really
la da dee da da da.
la da da, and they knock back like la da dee.
Listen, and I shared with you like when my daughter was a lot younger, her dad would have an iPod with Disney soundtracks.
Mm.
Disney soundtracks.
Do you wanna
And
build a
when he's pulling up,
snowman?
you would hear the Disney soundtracks, and she's in the back just bobbing and weaving. And, The Lion King was one of them. Oh my God, if I could only find, I'm sure it's in one of the boxes in the garage. But this Disney soundtrack. But
Yeah.
these are the things that the kids are like, that's what they grew up on. That's what she grew up on. Um, so to hear that my godson and them is into these music, and I'm like, what? The big guy. It's different from what but it's
Grew
all
up
in fun,
on,
all in
yeah.
fun, all in fun. Even some of the music that we go out and we hear, shoot, I'm like, ooh, mm-hmm. Shoot, some of these I listen to my daughter's soundtracks all the time, guys, and let me tell you, I be like, ooh, my
Do you
eye be
understand
twitching.
what they say though? Because some of
Girl,
the
I
music
love
I
it.
don't understand what they're saying. And it's not because I love gospel. I listen to gospel 24/7, but I really cannot understand the
I
lyrics.
only learned what Rizmi meant like 2 years ago, if that. I didn't even know what that meant. So, and it makes you feel old because you're like, I'm not that old. But these slang and these words and these things, it makes you wonder, am I going out a lot? Am I just a homebody that I don't go outside anymore, that I don't get to hear
I'm good. I'm good.
this music anymore, the new age music that
Yeah, yeah.
it makes you wonder, am I becoming so isolated because all your days are just work, mom,
What?
work,
Yeah.
mom, work, mom, that you hear some of these music and you're like, I ain't never heard that. And it's like, well, it came out like months ago. Well, where the hell was you at months ago?
Being an adult, adulting.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, but we do need to get out. I think I encourage all moms and dads. You hear a lot where we talk about moms a lot, but because we are moms, right? Um, but we encourage the dads. Find
Shout out to
something,
the single fathers. Shout out to single
not just
fathers.
not just the single ones too. The ones that are with us.
All dads. Yes,
You
yes.
know
All dads.
that has spouses. We urge you, find some things to get into. Golf, whether that be going to the gym, because you might want to get back into that. You know, get back into things that you love. Appreciate the thing. Find something that you can use as your outlet. Go into the bowling alley, calling up your one good friend. You know,
You know, it's
Hail it
so
to.
funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
That as women, we always have like a group of something to do, but I don't really see that from men. Like men, they
Exactly.
don't call up each other and be like, "Yo,
Exactly.
what's up, dude?" But like how we chat on the phone, they usually, if they see you,
Yeah.
they see you. If they don't see, like men
Yeah.
don't have that community, and I'm wondering if it's because they were raised and bred to be like, especially in the Caribbean.
No.
Caribbean men don't have that kind of community unless they go into affect or something.
Right. Right.
But like that everyday support, who so I counsel men too. So I always feel a little soft spot for men who does not have a community of brothers that
Right.
they can rely on, or positive people around them, because being a parent, being a man, being a woman, it's hard, but I feel like women have more of a supportive group as opposed to men.
Mm-hmm. Post
And
for men. Um, I think too a lot of it is just I don't want to compare what we do from what men do, but I also, just by talking to my husband and listening to him, um, a lot of it is because their mind are going like 90 miles per hour. They're going, and they are more mental. By the time they decide they want to go out, it's like, I don't want to go out. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. Don't get me wrong. There are some men, they love the streets. They will book a flight. They'll go to the nail salon. They'll do their part. But hey, pressure. So it's just like you said, they don't have that group, they don't have that support, and it's concerning to some degree. Um,
do
it,
you
it, it
feel
is.
like the new age of fathers and men is changing the narrative of how they receive support?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Nowadays, society is telling you how to be a man.
Hmm.
They're telling you what you shouldn't and shouldn't do. So of course, it's absolutely changing the trajectory of how dads show up and how they show up for their mental health and how they show up and be in the community. Look at it now. Oh, we're talking about men. Look, it it has changed for sure, for sure. And
I
I think
feel like men are in tune with their mental health as opposed to, back in the
nowadays,
day.
Nowadays, compared to back in the, absolutely, they are very much in tune.
Like they're
I think
showing
I'm
up
seeing a lot more men taking the initiative. You know,
to go
again,
to
I can't speak
therapy.
for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for what I've been surrounded by. A lot of men are taking the initiative to take that, go into therapy, and just talk with someone. Black men, most importantly. So, we black first before anything.
Men of
But
color.
some are becoming more
And
open to the idea of healing. Yes, that is so true, Alexis. They are becoming more open to that. I'm hearing, like you said, Alexis, I'm hearing that word healing coming out from in the men corner more frequently now than before. Men are
yeah.
like, I'm seeing a lot of that, a lot of that. And I love that for us. I love that for us.
Yeah. Because our so and I see that from men of color too, because there was a stigma, especially in Caribbean community, where use a man, toughen up, have this bravado about
Yes,
you.
yes.
Don't
We are
don't
crying.
always.
The famous line, we are crying for. Mm-hmm.
Yes, men don't cry. And I remember there was one time I did a session. I was working at the psych
Yes,
hospital,
you're right,
and I
Alexis. You were
did.
told to show no emotions, don't cry. Yep.
Right. I did a session with a group of men. They were at the hospital, and that was one of my groups. And I'm like, I touched on it, and at the end of my session with them, if I had 10 men in that group, five of them cried, five of them came to me and did individual just rap session, like we just talk about it. And
Yeah.
that just goes to show that they were always told, suck it up.
Suck it
And
up.
here I
Toughen up.
am coming and tell them it's okay because you have big feelings too. You it's okay for you to release and let that go. And they came in and they had a different mindset. So when they were having a moment of crisis where they needed someone to talk to, they'll come and be like, "Hey, can I vent in your room?" And that was their safe space. So,
Right.
they were absolutely told, you need to suck it up, you need to be strong, you need to be a man. But what does a man look like? A man have feelings, a man cries, a man get angry, a man feel anxiety, depressed, emotion.
Ooh.
Okay to
They don't grieve
deal with
properly, so they use their addictions to cope.
right.
Yes, yes.
So they use
Mm-hmm.
all these suppressing agents, opioids, and they go into these addictive
Weed,
behaviors
whatever. Mm-hmm.
to suppress their emotions. But the
Mm-hmm.
minute, and I notice with that with
Hey,
men in recovery,
Shiesty.
the minute that
Mm-hmm.
they're in recovery and they
Yeah.
don't have that drug to suppress their feelings,
Mm-hmm.
all their emotion comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think I I just don't know. I wish there was more resources for black men
For
to
men.
for men, period. Um you see, and let's be honest, they're stereotyped. They're stereotyped. Because you see a group of black men at a bowling alley, the first thing out of your mouth, they
Who they coming to
scheming.
rob?
What they coming to do? Versus just why can't it just be a group of men hanging out on a Friday night, just enjoying them. You know what I'm saying?
And
So,
I think we need to break those generational stigmas on
oh,
men, period,
absolutely.
especially men of color, because they are more targeted.
Or
Um,
Caribbean men too, because
yeah,
you see a bunch of Caribbean men hanging out, the first thing you're gonna think is
they up to no good.
they're up to no good. They wife home and they probably looking for another woman. So well, some of them this because
A heart is a heart only
somebody is
when
looking
you
for a woman,
take
eh?
it
So
off.
let me don't say that. Let me don't. But
Yeah.
but we're gonna keep it positive. We're gonna keep it nice. We're gonna keep it smooth. Seeing a group of Caribbean men, black men, yes. We know that you guys are doing Bible study and enjoying each other company.
Always in
But
church.
no, So I like you said, is I love seeing black men coming out now, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna say black men and stepping up and taking the initiative to go to therapy and find the outlets needed. So it's good. I think give it another few years before we start to see. I think
Real
now
change.
one of
Real change.
two of the guys I used to work with when I used to work retail, they're now licensed therapists. So,
That's
it's
amazing.
good to see. It's so good to see that it's changing. It's getting better. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
I love that they're willing to work on those fears and those concerns and
Hmm.
I love that they're willing to work on that, and that
Hmm.
just shows that we have a long way to go. And
Yep.
I feel like platforms is a big thing. So, you know, when they look at the news or they look at different things, there's still some way or shape or form they're showing a man don't cry, a man don't this, a man don't that. But I feel like it's getting so much better where they're showing I would say a softer side, and it's okay to have a
Yeah.
soft. I'm all for. I feel like I get more emotional when a man cries versus a woman. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie, because we're not accustomed seeing that. So when it comes to when it definitely comes to men
Yeah.
in,
Hmm.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. When it comes to, and I know we shift off the topic a little bit. We're still talking about dads. We're
Listen, we
talking
we rolling, we rolling. Yep.
we're rolling with it. But I am 100%, and I think I'm a little biased because I only have boys.
Right.
I'm a little biased, and that's why I'm raising them to be in tune with their emotions, to be in tune with their mental health, to be in
Hmm.
tune with, okay, you gotta pay attention to what's bothering you, find those triggers, and that that's key for me. When it comes to triggers, you have to know and identify, because if you cannot identify those triggers, baby, you're gonna be spiraling. So shout out to the men in the who's ever is in this live. Shout out to y'all, man.
Yes.
Y'all awesome. We love
Yes.
y'all, man. Keep doing your
Yes.
thing.
Hmm.
If you're dealing with hurt, pain, or anything of the sort, seek healing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Find a
for
group of
sure.
positive guys to be around. Go to therapy. Do
Yeah.
you do you guys
Yeah. And
love that?
trust me, we'll thank you, Joe Grind. Of course. We are listen, and I think one of our segments you're gonna hear us talk, we're gonna talk about the supports from our spouses and what does, how important that is as a wife and as a mom, to get that support from your husband, or just your baby father or your boyfriend or just someone you're talking to. Sneaky link. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but we're
But
gonna
no,
talk.
even if you're courting, I was having this conversation with my son. I'm like, listen, you're a young man. I know it's you want to tie yourself down to one person, but I said if you're dating, you can date whoever. I said, but when you go into courtship,
Yeah.
that's when you are more serious and you're more intentional.
Yes.
Dating is like the selection process, but when you enter in a courtship, you're more intentional. They say, okay, that's the person that I could see myself with. And
Hmm.
then you only focus on that one person. But I told my son, if you're dating, you date to find the right person for you. Dating is not a commitment. Dating is not, I'll repeat that. Dating is not a commitment, it's a selection process.
Well,
You see what I'm
excuse
saying?
me.
There might be some people who disagree with me, but
Right.
dating, you have in order. Okay, think about you're on a cruise and there's so much food. You look around to
Okay.
find the one that you want to eat, and then when you commit to the one that you want to eat, that's the one you're focusing on. So I see Getting into
Okay.
a relationship, dating is like a buffet. You go,
Oh, okay.
you date around to see what you like. You're gonna, because you're gonna find different personalities, and you're gonna find ones that attract you, and you're gonna find ones that repel you. Date
Okay.
multiple people. But when you find the person that is right for you, you enter in a courtship, and that's sacred. And then you go on to being in that
So
relationship.
what do you call the person that you taken it a step further with? What do you call that phase?
That's a courtship.
So you would introduce the person as this is someone I'm courtshipping with?
No, so you well that when I mean courtship, some old school. Let me break it down. So dating, you date to find your person who you want to court. When you
I have
start
a
courting,
question over here.
your
Test
girlfriend.
drive before you buy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hold on. When you test driving, you don't rev it up all the way.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It says I was just about to say courtship. Courtsmanship. Okay.
Right. So in a courtship, that's when your girlfriend and boyfriend or whatever have you. You're exclusive now.
Okay.
So you date
Okay.
to find the right person. When you find the
Okay.
right person, you enter a courtship, you're dating, you're exclusively with that person. Because
Okay.
you're not going, and I told my son, do not lock yourself in when you're dating. Because that's problematic. That means you're only choosing Chinese food and then you feel for Thai food.
Hmm. That's funny you say that because I have the opposite with my
Hmm.
daughter.
Okay.
I don't label it as dating. I
Mhm.
label it as you're getting to know the individual.
Mhm.
All of it is under the umbrella of getting to know the person. And then you enter the courtsmanship. The dating thing, I there's no labels because I think I've kind of raised her to stay away from labels
Mhm.
until you're absolutely certain that hey, this is someone that I'm willing to, tell you more about my mom, my dad, my personal stuff, how I grew up,
Mhm.
stuff like that. Um,
Mhm.
with my daughter, we don't have the labels thing.
Okay.
So that dating is something we don't use. We use getting to know the person. Like, hey, mom, I'm getting to know Juice, right? And then that could be anywhere from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, whatever it is. It limits the pressure of, well, we're dating, we're trying to figure out if we should take it to the next step or anything. No, no, no. The whole phase is just getting because you're two
And
strangers.
that's what dating is. Dating is
Yeah,
getting
I
to
feel
know
like
that person.
dating is
But
just like,
I get what you're saying because not everyone understand the
it's like,
dynamics of dating.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a little pressure there with dating. Like we're dating. I don't know.
I tell my
I
son
think
this
if I was
story all
single,
the
I'm like,
time.
ooh, we're dating. Ooh, no, we're just kind of like getting to know each other a little bit.
I
But
told
not,
him before I met his dad, I was dating 5 people at one time.
yeah,
Going out, seeing what's for me and what's not for
yeah,
me. And
hmm,
then when I realized that my husband now is the man for me,
right.
everyone
Shout
else
out to
was,
my cousin-in-law.
yeah, shout out to him. Everyone else was on, like,
Yeah.
not really call this, it's kind of like fall off. Like, because I was intentional now to this one person because we've learned so much. So in the
Hmm.
dating process, one person might go out with you more than the others, and that's how you select. Because if you
Okay.
try, I'm going on a date with this one person. I don't know if I have a second date. I date another person. So
Okay.
that's the selection process. So
Okay.
while before I met my husband, I was in the selection process. And I tell my son this, and I try to be transparent for him because he's going to college. And I
Okay.
don't want to set him up for failure. I don't want him to go and think that, oh, dating means to be with one person. No.
Hmm. Hmm.
Talk to him about mix, mixing. He's destroying everybody cup. That's another topic.
Mm.
You want to be if you want to be in a courtship, you want to be intentional. That's
Okay.
different. But before you get to the courtship, you have to date to see if you what you like from what you don't like. Now that
Mhm.
you know what you like from what you don't like, and you start dating other people, you get to see, okay, this person has more of what I want. Let me
Okay.
try to enter into a courtship. My husband asked me if I want to be his woman,
Oh.
and we were dating. And because I already saw that he had so many features and qualities in him that I loved, I said, yeah. Everybody else was locked off, full off. I didn't tell them nothing. I just didn't call or follow up behind them, or they didn't call or follow up behind me. And it was no love lost. That's just the way the process worked. Process
Mhm.
of elimination. He just
Right, right.
showed up and he did what he had to do, and he
Mm.
became winner winner chicken dinner.
He won the race.
So
No,
you know,
that's interesting. That's interesting. And it's, again, it just shows the difference when you're raising the boy, boys from girls, and how you wanna, show them the difference. So the difference of opinions right there, like, hey, let's stay away from the titles, let's stay away from all these heavy responsibilities right now. You're just trying to, and is that, is us just protecting them because we know the other side, we know we know. Not my cousin over here talking about I won the, you won the gold medal.
wait, what he doing over there? Ah, you're top.
There,
All right then. He won the prize.
I won the gold medal. Hell yeah, you did. Hell yeah,
That's
you
right,
did.
babe.
No, and that's something we want for our kids. And you'll hear it in one of our segments, I'm sure, guys. The ones we want for our kids. We have the standards really high for our kids. But are we
I'll finish that thought.
are we controlling them by having these standards? That's the come on one of our series. You can hear it. What's
I
up?
have a question for you.
Yo,
Do you think we got those values of one person at a time from our Caribbean parents?
hopefully my dad's not on this thing. Um, no, nope. Nope.
Not my uncle, please. Excuse me,
Not,
my uncle is
listen.
15.
Your uncle last name is Sadlow.
Who
Okay.
said that?
I all our family members, you heard what I said. Okay. So yeah, no. I didn't get
I
shit
thought
from
only real
no. From neither,
ten
not
boys. I know
one.
10 boys and one girl.
Okay. I ain't get none of that from my generation. From my generation, the generation before, the generation I peek around the corner and saw. Nope. I think it's just for me. So I'll be honest, right? Very transparent. I think where for me, again, my point of view, guys, again, Cousin Chronicles, that's what we about. Point of views. It was the fear of, STIs. It was the fear of, and that's a topic, we're not gonna dive into tonight, but we're definitely gonna dive in at some point. Um, it's the fear of someone giving you something that in that time we didn't have access to finding out, right? So my adults who are listening, exactly, you know where we're going. It's the STIs, it's the herps, it's all these different things. For me, I think having one person at a time, that fear of having multiple people to possibly contract something, is
Yeah.
what kept me like, oh, no, you know what, let me not risk it, let me just focus on one person, and that's fine if all my eggs is in this one basket. Guess what, it limits me from wondering if it was the basket down the street, the basket 10 miles away. And not a lot of people, grown men and women, we like to have the conversation
Sorry,
about
dear.
our status.
True.
So to me, that came from that. Knowing and being, having my mom and dad just kind of expose me to that conversation at such a tender age. And it's something that I did with my daughter, was expose her to the, from the time she started to, want to explore boyfriends. We had that conversation before college. We explored that conversation. So that's where that fear of having multiple partners came from, versus let me see what works for me. Let me see who could be the best runner up. You know what I mean?
So do you
So that's
feel
what I think of.
like that has changed? Because when I talk about dating, I'm not talking about active with everybody in the dating stage.
Well, I mean, if the car looking kind of good, I might take it for the test ride. So, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's all about knowing the definition. For all who's listening,
Right.
again,
And
this is
being
our point of
transparent.
view.
Yeah.
hmm You do what you feel comfortable with doing. Nobody's telling you, and we're not promoting you go out there and use
Um,
dating as a different definition. If you have your definition of dating to be with one person, keep on that
go ahead
track.
and
You
do
keep
that.
there. If you see your dating to be multiple people, getting to know multiple people and seeing where it goes, you keep on that track.
Go ahead and do
Whether
that.
or not you gotta test drive it or not, more power to you.
Go ahead and do that.
Go for it. If you love it, we like it.
We like it.
You okay? But we are not promoting nothing but taking care of yourself, knowing your status, knowing the person's status. And again, I'm just gradually running over that. Because it's
Makes
important.
100%
It's
sense.
very important in our community. And it's a topic that nobody really talks about. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it.
So
Nobody.
we just roll into the next topic, yeah. So next.
Yeah, and we're not having it with our kids. We're not having these tough conversations with our kids. But if you are having these tough conversations with your kids already, more power to you. You are one step ahead of the game. Have those tough conversations with them, because trust me, they are exposed.
And you
Roblox,
know what I
TV,
believe?
everything. Hmm
The earlier you can have the conversation is the earlier you can steer the narrative in your favor.
Absolutely, absolutely,
There
absolutely.
are so many things I remember, and this is this is not to discredit anyone's sexuality or anything like this. I remember my son was 6 years old and we were at the train, the bus. And then, they were advertising. I think they were talking about STIs and they had two men kissing on the thing. And he asked me this question. He said, Mom, what is that? And
Yeah.
I had to have that conversation because it was there advertised in plain
There you go,
sight.
Steve. Hmm
And to explain to him in that moment because it was in his
Yep.
face. So I had to explain to him in that moment what it meant, what did the ad mean, and not without tainting his childhood. I
Yeah.
had to explain it in a way that he would understand.
hmm
And, so it's out there. Some things are being
Yeah.
advertised to our children,
Yeah.
regardless
Yeah.
of what it is. So I feel like the younger you do start, you have the power as a parent to shift the narratives in your favor,
hmm hmm
regardless of how you parent. I'm a Christian household, I'm a Christian parent, so I parent according to Christian values and Caribbean values. So in your household, however you parent to those values that you
Yes.
appreciate and you want your
Yes.
children to learn.
Yes.
But definitely, if you can dive into it a little early, do that because
Do that. Do that.
you can guide the train on the right track where you want it to be.
Agreed. 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 And that is something that you're gonna, you're most likely gonna hear us talk about it again in one of our topics. Is how important it is to have the topic of being safe. For
Yes,
our kids, being safe for yourselves overall. I mean, shoot, if you're dating around, shoot, what's my chart is electronic. Pull it up. When last you got some results. That's a tough. This is the head. We're adults. We're adults, and we should be able to have these conversations with ourselves. So for sure, because I I love this conversation, man. I think we
I
need
love
to.
it.
I think we need to continue this one. What are you thinking, girl?
I think we've done so much on parent self care.
Oh yeah,
Whoever
time we go.
tuning in, we
Yeah.
love you. We love us as parents. We love you guys as parents. But now we're
Yes.
gonna talk about the dating world and how
Ooh,
you
let's get it.
as a parent.
Let's get
We're
into
still
the
in the
Morrissey
parenting realm.
chestnuts.
And we could talk about us too.
Yeah.
A long time I ain't date, so I don't know. I might be out of tune
It's
a
been a
little
little
bit.
20 years.
But
It's been a little while.
from we
It's a little while.
perspective, when we used to date
You
long time
know,
ago, yeah.
but for sure, no, I think we should absolutely dive into that.
I like
Um,
that.
I would love to dive into that conversation and unpack that because let me tell you, Morrissey chestnut.
Dating
Now, let's get into
in
these
a
Morrissey
with a
chestnuts.
Caribbean mindset. I like that. Dating in the
Ooh,
Caribbean
Caribbean
mindset.
man. What it
Do
say?
we
Caribbean men
date?
don't cheat. Who
Yes.
said that? Who said that? Caribbean men don't cheat.
Korean woman don't cheat either.
We sure don't.
We loyal to a fault.
We are loyal. We're loyal. Nah, cause I enjoy this conversation. I enjoy you for
I did.
all our people that came in. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. At Cousin Chronicles, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed our parent series. Self care. We talked about mental health. We talked about tonight. We touched a little bit on those outlets. We talked about a lot in our parent series, man. We unpacked a lot.
Yes.
We
We
unpacked a
unpacked a lot. And
lot.
I'm glad we had it in 4 parts because there is so many different
Yeah.
avenues when it comes to parenting. And the
Yeah.
fact that we can touch on all of that, even we just touched on dating as,
Yes.
informing our children on how to date
How
and
to
what to look
date.
for
Yeah.
in a partner. So
Yeah. So
listen,
thank you guys for just kind of hanging out with us doing our parent series, and listen, we're here every
dating and
Tuesdays.
dating.
Yes, and we're here every Tuesdays, 8:30 to 9:30. We might go over, we might not. Just two cousins giving you our point of view, the Caribbean way, the real way, no other way.
That's the real way. And it's from our point of view.
Yay, our point of view.
If it's fall in your garden,
Water it. Joe Grind, go home. Go home.
what my husband say over there? What you saying over there? We're wrapping up
And
about you.
shout
Need
out to
him
my
more,
cousin in law, man. One of our biggest supporters. One of our biggest supporters. He stayed with us during the live. So shout out to my cousin. Shout out to my babies. He's probably somewhere waiting for his mom to come off, but I just want to shout out to my babies over there who continue to support us and everyone who
I
came
do.
in tonight.
We do routines over here, so they already in bed, story read, belly filled.
That's what's
Good.
up. That's what's up. Come
Good.
hang out with us next Tuesday. But before I go, I must tell you guys, tune in to Thankful Saturdays with my cousin here who does an amazing Thankful Saturdays. Again, as I said before, and I'm gonna keep saying it, it's a good opportunity for you to come and just kind of vibe out, get the word. She always has a great hour from 8 to 9. Again,
Hey, you're on point today.
I know, right? I was gonna say 9:30. You know, every time I try to push the time, she ain't hearing it. She ain't want to hear me. She ain't want to hear nothing about the time being pushed. But please follow her, add her, tune in. I will be posting it on my platform for you to tune in to Thankful Saturdays. Again, we go a whole week where a lot has happened, and it's an opportunity to just come and decompress the first hour of your morning to just say thank God for bringing you through the week. Also, she does do an amazing job. You're gonna get some fuel to just kind of push you through the following week. So tune in, add her, follow her, and tune into Thankful Saturdays. 8 to
This
9.
Saturday I was really lacking. I miss
No, this
I miss
Saturday she
I
wasn't lacking.
needed
She
it.
was tending to exactly what our series has been on, which is being a parent and putting her 110% in to making sure my babies have experience and an opportunity. So shout out to my cuz. You know, I always, every time I have the opportunity, I always give her flowers for being such an amazing mom to my babies. Raising 3 boys is no easy task, but I cannot forget, you know, her husband, who also is just there being an anchor for her. So just them doing an amazing job. But I have to give her flowers always for doing an amazing job. When she's tired, she keeps pushing. And cuz keep doing what you're doing. You do an amazing job with them babies, and I am so happy to watch you just flourish in your mommy mode all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time.
Aw, because I
Thank you,
love you,
baby.
girl. Don't make me
All
cry.
right, get off the screen. We'll talk. We'll talk. Thank you guys for tuning in to Cousin Chronicles. We'll catch y'all here
We'll
again
see
Tuesday.
you guys Saturday, next Tuesday, 8:30 to 9:30. See ya.
Later, Cousin Chronicles, and we out.
We out.